What's up, guys? Brady Briggs here. I want to go over what's next in the UFC lightweight division, and the title picture particularly, after UFC 257. Now, last Saturday, they shook up the whole division. With the co-main event and the main event, we had two very surprising outcomes. I think most people were definitely picking McGregor to knock Poirier out again. And the people that were picking Chandler, I don't think they were picking him to just run right through Dan Hooker like that. Dan Hooker is one of the toughest dudes in the entire sport. And man, like a lot of people thought that when Chandler goes for a level change, he's going to eat one of Hooker's knees or he would eat one of Hooker's hard crosses or hooks. I thought that didn't happen. He didn't do much at the beginning of the fight. Like the first 2 minutes, he did nothing but merely pursue the action. He didn't throw a damn thing. And then the first thing he threw was a cross to the body. Then he threw another cross to the body. He threw an overhand right, which connected with Hooker, but it didn't phase him. And then he lunged in with this left hook that just dropped him, and then he swarmed him for the finish. This moved him up to number 4 in the UFC lightweight rankings. I thought Chandler is one of the best in the world, but I thought he would be in the lower half of the top 10. He's in the upper half of the top 10. It's pretty astounding. So Dana White said that he would like for Chandler to fight Dustin Poirier for the vacant UFC lightweight championship. Poirier is having none of that. At the post-fight press conference, he said he's not going to entertain a fight with Hooker, or with Chandler rather. He doesn't want to give someone that is literally brand new to the organization the shine, even though he has won 6 world title fights before. He's a 3-time Bellator lightweight champ. He has a total of 3 successful title defenses. I consider that a 6-time champ because you get a new belt every time you defend it. Not in the UFC anymore because of Demetrius Johnson, but in other organizations, I'm assuming you still do. That would be that's the fight to make, right? But really, when you take a step back and look at it, it's kind of not. Where does Charles Oliveira fit into this? That dude should not have to fight again before he fights for the title. He should not have to fight again. He's on a 7-fight finish streak until he fought Tony Ferguson. He should be on an 8-fight finish streak. The only reason he's not is because that first round ended. If that round had 5 more seconds in it, Tony's arm would have got snapped. Dude, Charles Oliveira just did that to an Eddie Bravo black belt. Eddie Bravo is one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners in the entire world. Certainly one of the best, maybe the best jiu-jitsu coach in the world. And Charles Oliveira just did that to his best student. It's insane how good that kid has gotten. His striking has gotten... He's always been good at striking. People don't understand that, but he has. He just hasn't always believed in it. Now he does. He's 31 years old. He's got man strength. His future is very bright. I'm so excited to see what's next to Charles Oliveira. Honestly, if you ask me, that should be the vacant lightweight title fight. And then Chandler could fight Justin Gaethje, or maybe, you could put Poirier and Gaethje in there for the rematch for the vacant belt too, because they're the 2 last interim champions. Khabib Nurmagomedov defeated 3 lightweight champions during his reign. Conor McGregor never lost his belt in a fight, okay? He went and boxed Floyd Mayweather and was stripped of his belt considering. Dustin Poirier became the interim champion. Khabib mauled and submitted him. Tony Ferguson, or not Tony, that's the only one he didn't fight. Justin Gaethje beat Tony Ferguson for the interim lightweight belt. Khabib did the same to him. So assuming Khabib isn't going to come back, it's got to be Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira. In my opinion, they're kind of like a 3-way tie for the number 1 contender. Chandler's only fought once in the UFC. He did have probably the best UFC debut of all time. Anderson Silva debuting against Chris Liebman is the only thing that compares. There have been a lot of really good UFC debuts, some really stellar ones. Conor McGregor had a great one, but Marcus Brimage ain't Dan Hooker. You know what I mean? He's not Chris Liebman, who was 5-0 in the UFC and has an iron jaw and just got ran through. It's insane. It's really, really crazy what a performance Chandler had. No, if Chandler doesn't end up fighting Poirier for the vacant belt, who does he end up fighting? He could fight Gaethje. He was calling Gaethje out. That's a great fight. Or maybe Gaethje was calling him out. One or the other. That's a fucking wicked fight. A 6-time Bellator lightweight champ versus the 6-time World Series of Fighting lightweight champ. Does that fight not sell itself? And now that Conor McGregor lost, a fight with him and Tony Ferguson makes more sense now than ever. Because Tony's coming off 2 losses too. So Tony and Conor, Poirier and Oliveira, and then Chandler and Gaethje. Why not? Those are great matchups. And then Nate Diaz, he was saying that he wanted to fight Dan Hooker a couple months ago because he knocked out Gilbert Burns at lightweight. He was saying, I don't know, he tweeted someone, he's like, your boy, or maybe he's tweeting Israel Adesanya. He's like, your boy's the number one welterweight in the world. And he said he wanted to fight him. So Nate could fight him, or he could do the trilogy with Conor. Conor has a couple trilogies to complete now, which is exciting. Oh, yeah, Rafael Dos Anjos, too. He just came back to lightweight. Maybe now we could finally get that Conor versus Dos Anjos fight. Because if you remember why Conor went up to fight Nate Diaz at welterweight those 2 times in the first place, is because after he beat Jose Aldo for the featherweight belt, he was going to go up to lightweight and challenge Rafael Dos Anjos for the lightweight belt. He beat Aldo for the featherweight belt. I think I said lightweight. And then Dos Anjos got hurt and was replaced by Nate Diaz on 11 days notice. So if we could finally get that fight, that would be cool too. There's a lot of matchups for Conor. There's a couple matchups for Poirier. There's a couple matchups for Oliveira. There's a shitload of matchups for Chandler. There's quite a few matchups for Gagey. There's a couple matchups for Tony. There's a couple matchups for Nate Diaz. Lightweight is looking incredible. And when the best lightweight in the world, perhaps the best fighter ever, is retired, and we still have all these names. It's so exciting. What would you guys like to see next? Who do you want to see fight for the belt? Who do you want to see fight in the title eliminator?